Boom.
Boom.
Let's do this. I have to be done by 8.
Okay.
Well, I should be done before that.
I have a whoopie pie from Silver Dollar City for dessert upstairs.
I have to go get dinner because I still
pies.
don't have a dishwasher. So it's been over a week. Yeah.
It's been 1 week since you
yeah. No, so we bought a dish. Well, we had somebody come to repair a dishwasher, and they basically said, "No, your dishwasher's you're out of luck. It's basically done." You know, it was like an electrical problem, and they're like, "It's not worth it." So I was like, okay. So I bought a dishwasher, and then the guy that I thought was going to put it in was just there to deliver it. He wasn't there to put it in. So I had to find somebody. I had to find somebody to put the dishwasher in.
The install guy's name is Brian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much what the guy said. He's like, "Yeah, here's how you put this in," and then he left. And Brian's like, so I guess we're gonna have somebody come in next Saturday to come put the dishwasher in."
Oh my.
Oh, so I forgot. We're going to introduce a new segment to the Wednesday questions. I thought of it today. I'm so creative.
God.
I'm super busy, because I think about other stuff when I'm doing everything else.
Just needs to go through our legal department,
right?
Here it is. Here's our triumph. Here, this is the board of
Here it goes.
Here it is. We're going to pull out one oldest question in the queue to answer.
Oh no!
And I have one from 2015. So
2016.
2015, I think it was. Yeah. So we'll. So if you didn't answer question, it's like a second chance kind of thing. Like they're probably not even listening anymore. They probably quit listening to the show years ago.
Because we didn't answer their question.
Do we answer it as if it's happening now?
I don't know, because they're different. I mean, it could be about a dining plan, could be about something that's gone, could be about something that still works. Who knows?
All right.
Okay. Well, I think we got to answer it like it is, like it just got sent in. I think that will make it fun.
Yeah, but don't give false information. We do not give false information on Wednesdays.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying we're answering it like it's now.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. There was our legal process.
That went
down.
We saw it.
Stuff would not be bogged down.
Guess what?
Yes.
We're able to talk about something, discuss it, have disagreements, and move forward without it being an issue.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, we do a podcast.
And we still love each other.
Wait, all in favor of the oldest question of the week? Say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yes. Okay, good.
Charcuterie for all.
Yeah.
By the way, it's Silver. I'm going to keep saying this. At Silver Dollar City, I saw Ozark Charcuterie. There was a couple behind us eating a Lunchable. while we were waiting in line for Mystic River.
Of course they were.
Also, Mike, I wanted to show you. Look what I got. I gotta figure out.
You're gonna be sounding so good.
I gotta figure out how it works, but yeah, I got it.
It's not a USB connector. It should just work.
Yeah, but I don't have headphones yet.
There's a headphone jack in the bottom of that.
There's a headphone jack, so you can just take a pair like this and plug.
Yeah, I actually have to go buy a pair of headphones. I don't have any.
A pair of headphones in 2021. I have 7,000 pair of headphones.
They're all at work. They're not in my car. They're not here. The ones with the actual jack, not the iPhone jack. I don't have any. They're the only pair I have is at work, and it's connected to my work computer.
That's funny.
All right, we'll figure it out next week. Okay, cool.
You better take a flight and ask for a pair of headphones.
Yes.
Yeah, I stole a pair from the Grand Floridian workout room.
Oh my gosh!
I was staying there, and they were in a basket. You could take them.
I don't think that's stealing. I don't think.
No, I don't want those back.
I've never used them yet. I mean, and I don't know why I took them because I've AirPods Pro. Like seriously, am I ever going to use those cheap ones? Never.
No. Now that I think about it,
I use cheaper ones on a plane. Well, I won't say cheaper, but I use something with a wire when I'm on the plane because I've spent too much time on the floor of a plane trying to find my AirPods.
I dropped my case once, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Right?
And I did. The people behind me gave it to me.
You're like trying to talk to people, like between that little split.
Do you see me? Is it down there? I can't see it.
And then the floor of the plane is scary.
Yeah, it is.
Really not a good place to be. I'm like, I never ever want to do that again.
It's like
the cramps. In the seat are the scary thing. Yeah,
you don't want to look down at the drive-through window at Taco Bell. All the sauce packets and change and all that crap on the floor. It's gross. So
no.
Ew.
Don't look because I go there right in my Jeep with no doors. So I just got to make a focus. I just got eye-to-eye contact with.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Straight ahead.
Not okay. Not okay.
Last thing, I promise, because we got to start because we got to get here.
And I do too.
So we go straight. And I'm starving, and the line will be long if we don't. So we go straight to Taco Bell on the way home last night, right? Get back to St. Peter's. I'm like, before we go home, getting Taco Bell. I've been craving it all weekend.
Of course.
I go through the drive-through. with Pam and Mallory in the car. We're in Pam's car because we took it to Branson. And so we get up to the window. She's like, "No Jeep today?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of a legend here. Sorry." Yeah.
And how did Pam react to this?
Yeah, she knows everything.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows. Okay, got it.
Just saying. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Yes.
We got a show.
We do.
1917. Here we go.
Wow.
Welcome to episode 1917 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are having an awesome week. Already mid-June 2021, and things are changing quickly. I go out of town, stuff changes. It's crazy, and I only went just to the other corner of my state, and Disney breaks all this news while I'm out of the office for 48 hours. So we got some stuff to talk about. And of course, today we are together to answer your listener questions. So joining me today from the mouseforless.com, we have Ricky. Ricky, what's going on?
I think Disney has decided that they just want my fingers to be really, really used and sore because they keep putting out news and I keep having articles to write. So I'm just saying, like, they're keeping me busy with all this stuff, but it's good. It's really good. You know, lots of things changing. More dates for the Boo Bash. I know everybody's lost their minds over the Boo Bash at this point. Tickets are so hard to get. You people are on the phone for hours. So.
You say Boo Bash, it just gives me like a.
I know. Totally hypes. So they added more dates for that. There's mask news. There's so much news. So yeah, it's been a crazy. Oh, and the noodles are coming back to Ohana.
Oh, they really see. I didn't even keep up with the Noodle Gate. I knew it was an issue.
Oh,
they
Noodle Gate. Yeah. They announced the world is safe now. The noodles are coming back to Ohana. So it's
okay. Does this officially mean that we might start to be close to being post-pandemic when the focus of the world is now on noodles being served in Ohana rather than all the other stuff that was this time last year?
But here's the deal. Yes, correct. But here's the deal. Now, I have realized at this point, there are actually two different kinds of noodles that have been served at Ohana. So here's my question, though. Which noodles are the people talking about? Because one of the pairs of noodles is not coming back. The other noodle is. So it's not the peanut sauce noodle, which makes sense, of course, because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people have peanut allergies, so they really don't want something that could potentially kill somebody. So, you know, that hasn't been there for a while. I think they have a teriyaki kind of noodle now. So
teriyaki salad.
Yes, it's like teriyaki and pineapple or something like that. So like
solid choices.
But here's the deal, like, which noodle do people think is coming back? Because I don't think it's the peanut one.
Disney's just like, we don't care what kind of. I could see like whoever's in charge of Ohana is like, dude, just go buy some noodles. They're cheap.
Get some noodles.
Dude, we can. How much should we buy? Buy everything
just
on the planet.
All the noodles.
Noodle. You can get your
all
hands
the noodles
and make them happy. I mean, noodle everybody, and
exactly.
throw a swimming noodle in everybody's room when they check in with the lei, and everybody's happy.
It'll totally make everybody happy. Yes. So yes, Noodle Gate is now officially over. Don't panic anymore. So.
I was going to ask you when you thought this whole thing was back to normal. It might be the noodle.
I think the noodles are now.
That could be the sign.
Exactly.
All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. So, like, when we started talking Boo Bash, I sort of had the same reaction you did, Mike. And I think our new slogan is going to be the Magic for Less Travel. We wait on hold, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Boo Bash tickets in particular.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, and it goes on still. There's still a hold time when you call the consumer line. Agents are still purchasing tickets for guests. First of all, I will say I am not going to complain about it because I am so happy that we're able to travel again and people have something that they're excited about. When Disney came, approached us with the Boo Bash thing, I was like, this is going to be popular. And I think Disney had no idea how popular it would be. So
just a little
tiny bit popular.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see other people excited about traveling.
I would say
it's a good thing.
I'm surprised that Disney didn't do these online. But then again, we know how poorly their website stuff is, so they would have crashed the website so quickly.
It had to be
online by the
gated.
time the show comes out.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
it had to be gated. Yeah, because only and again, another thing I'm really happy about is that this really is, they're showing, I think, that we're going to see more on-site benefits. This was available only to guests who are staying on site until the 15th. And that was literally a whole week. So I love that. I think that that's great. I think it's something that Disney needs to continue doing because clearly they're filling up resorts too. So all of this stuff is good. This is all good for the consumer, good for us. So
absolutely
exciting.
I will say, okay, real quick, because I'm going to Thursday, if you're a Patreon, I'm going to talk, or patron of the show, I'm going to be doing a show all about my weekend at Silver Dollar City, comparing that to Disney and giving the experience over there, because that's a Midwest thing. Mike in the Midwest, right? It's funny. I'll have a lot to talk about. It was really awesome. It was really great. I think the greatest thing was like we went into a park not knowing, I didn't do any research. I didn't know where anything was. I knew a few things that were there, but it was just like around every corner. I'd never been there. Like, that's what I tell people, about Disney trips is you only get that one shot for that first experience, where everything is brand new, I tell folks, when they're going for the first time, I'm so jealous because I know like what to expect with almost everything at Disney, and I love it because I keep coming back, right? But the thing is, when something's like amazes you for the first time, you're like, whoa, riding a ride, didn't know it was gonna happen. Got on this big raft. All of a sudden we're going up an elevator 8 stories. I'm like, dude, is it supposed to go up an elevator 8 stories? I mean, what's going on? It's a raft ride. So it was kind of fun, but yeah, it was so we'll talk about that on Mike in the Midwest this Thursday. So I'll jump into that. All right, so let's get to the questions. We got a lot of them here in the live chat. So let's hit those first since everybody's hanging out with us and spending some time here on a Wednesday. We have a question, and Michael Lechterman, I don't know if he's asking ironically or sarcastically or for real, but we do have more information, and we've been hanging on this one for about 2 years at this point. By the way, Michael gave me the advice to go into Marvel Cave, best part of Silver Dollar City.
Good job, Michael.
Dude, I'm a science teacher, man. I was in heaven. I was like, can we just keep staying down here for like 6 hours? Like, this is all. I was like, get me out of here. I hope that train works to pull us out of this thing. Anyway, Space 220. He wants to know, when's he eating there? Ricky, what do you think? What best fall, right? I mean, what's fall mean?
If you believe the rumors, fall is supposedly when we're eating at Space 220.
You're either going to eat there in the fall or you're falling for some
bad rumor. You're falling for a bad rumor, yeah.
I know. Well, I can't even remember what the draw was for it.
I know, right?
What park is it in? Is it at Studios or is it at Animal Kingdom? I can't even remember.
I don't know. So the rumor is that they are hiring for Space 220. Which is the closest we've gotten to them actually, opening. So that's good news. I did. So when I went to try the Gelateria Toscana at Epcot, it's run by the same group who is running Space 220. And so I did try to pump her for information to see if I could get a little nugget of when it was opening. And she gave me nothing, which is good for her because she did her job and didn't, give away anything. But I was just like, I just want a little nugget. So I know it's coming. It's supposed to potentially open this fall. So hopefully that is the case. And then people can stop asking me when Space 220 is going to open. If I had to take a guess, and this is just me guesstimating things, I'm going to say it's going to open around the 50th anniversary. Just a guess, but that's pretty good I'm going to say that's a pretty good guess. Is somewhere right around that time period. If not on the 50th, which is October 1st, sometime around that window is when I think it's going to open.
I would say it will be open. If I had to guess, it will be open on the 50th. I would say probably mid-September. So they have a little kind of cushion there for to get it ready because they do want to have it for the crush of October 1.
True, and if they are hiring now, I mean, I wouldn't assume that it would take terribly long to get people up and running at that point. So
saying flight suits take a while to get like all
they do take a while.
My
so
flight suit is pressed and ready to go, man. I'm not joking. I am ready. I got the flight suit jacket, the whole jumpsuit. I'm ready. The pin in the pocket.
Anyone who's working there, they are going to have to go through space training. I'm sure of it. So yeah, and by space training, I mean they're probably going to have to go on mission space about 50 times, to get used to.
at least a suborbital pop.
to the launch. Yeah, exactly. So
we'll see. Okay, next question. Natalie's got one. Thanks for being in here, Natalie. We appreciate it. She's in here often. Pam, what do you think? When is the ideal time to go to Boo Bash and why? So if you wanted to have the ideal Boo Bash experience.
Say that slowly, not quickly.
Yeah, right?
Boo Bash.
Exactly. So I think if I'm looking for the ideal experience, I'm going to go at the beginning part of October because I think that's going to be the best in terms of weather. And it's also going to be the best in terms of hitting that like Halloween fall vibe. But I would say too, if I had my choice between going at the end of October or any other time, I'd pick any other time because I think that those dates are going to be much less busy. Now, the thing that throws a wrench in everything is that you might have heard of a little something happening on October 1st. Yeah. Maybe just a little. So you're probably going to want to avoid the 7 days before and after that.
Well, actually, I don't think Disney, unless with the added dates, they were not offering the Boo Bash anywhere really around the 50th anniversary, which was the thing that I noticed the most, and I thought it was the most interesting that they did not have dates around that 50th
right.
anniversary.
I don't think it was a full week before or after. I think there are dates that are
like not right
sitting on it, but whatever. But yeah, so you're going to want to avoid those dates. But yeah, I think when you're looking at other dates in October, and that would be probably like beginning to mid-October. And then I think any other date, I think that you're going to see a lot of availability. I'm hoping it won't sell out here in the next couple of days or so. We'll see what's popular. The other date that's always really popular, or the other dates, are the first couple, just because people want to get in there and see what it's like, what it's about. But I think that those are all going to be ideal dates, and I'm really looking forward to it and excited that you're going. I can't wait to hear back from people what they think.
I think the date that will probably be very busy, because I have the dates pulled up, tying into that 50th anniversary, is going to be the Tuesday, October 5th date. That's the one that I think is going to be the one that's super busy. So the one before the 50th, the earlier time, that's Friday, September 24th, which I think that is like a week or so before the 50th. That's a week before the 50th. So yeah, so there is a week where there's no.
And I'm excited that the whole time I'm there for the 50th, there's no Boo Bash, so I don't even look cheap. Like I would have
gone, but it's not available.
Yeah. On me, right? I mean, they're like, Mike, Scott's gonna want to go to the Boo Bash, like it's gonna drop another $150. Nope. It's one less thing off my mind. I don't have to worry about it. I'm going out. Focus on the 50th, Mike. Focus on the 50th.
Yep.
I think 50. Okay. WHM116 in the live chat. Hey everyone. So starting tomorrow, actually yesterday as the show comes out. Do you think kids will have to wear masks if the adults don't? Because the actual wording, just so you know, because I know it's like, no masks. It's no masks for vaccinated guests. And of course, vaccinations, I think, is down to age 12 at this point for eligibility. So, I mean, read between the lines. I don't know how the enforcement's going to go until we see it, because of course we record the show a couple days early. Pam, what would you say from your experience with this? I mean, by the time the show comes out, the question will be answered, but what do you think?
I believe that they will be required for anyone 12 and younger because they can't get the vaccine at that point. So Disney has to take the cues from what the CDC is saying. And those recommendations are specific to those who have received the vaccine. And it's just not even possible for younger folks to get that vaccine. So that's where we're at with that. I think they will be requiring it. And if there's any indication of past behavior sort of dictating what it will look like, that there will be cast members gently reinforcing those. So
very good. Thank you, Johnson & Johnson. There you go. Because I do not like wearing a mask. I just remember like a year ago, underwear on the face still is. It's underwear for your face. Yvonne Holt has a question. Hello, just purchased my Boo Bash tickets. So excited. I absolutely love after hours events. Do you think this will be similar in crowd size, or do you think it'll be packed? So I think what she's asking, I'm trying to read between the lines here, Yvonne, so please apologize. I think she's asking, will it be similar in size to like a Mickey's Not So Scary crowd level, or will it be more similar in size to an after hours? And I would guess after hours, because that's kind of how Disney and the marketing and the expectations sold this event, especially with the shorter party. Pam first, and then Ricky. What are your thoughts? I mean, am I on the right track?
I think you are. I think it's probably going to be somewhere in between. Really and truly, I do. But again, they are at this point, they still have the restrictions based on capacity, and they're still adhering to those, although they have changed since they initially opened. But I think that we're probably going to see someplace in between. I don't expect it to be packed, but you know what's funny about any of the ticketed parties is, depending on where you are at that particular time, that really influences how you saw the crowd levels. I've been there on nights when people have been like, oh my gosh, it was empty. And I thought, oh my gosh, I thought it was packed. And then the opposite, that they've said, oh my gosh, it was packed. And I thought, I saw like, I don't know, 5-10 families the whole time. It's really weird how at parties, unlike other, even like a regular day in the Magic Kingdom, it seems like crowds sort of tend to move together. You get on the same path and you're there like the whole night with those people. So I think that will impact it as well.
Ricky, you kind of feel the same way, kind of in betweener?
Yeah, I think that obviously, as Pam said, it's going to depend on capacity for the parks overall. But I do think that since this is such a popular event, as Disney has seen, that it will not be as dead, as people had found the original Disney After Hours events. And I think that it won't be Mickey's very Merry Christmas. It won't be Mickey's Not So Scary levels. So I definitely think it will be somewhere in between, but it won't. There were people who were saying they'd walk around, the After Hours event and they wouldn't see people, anywhere around them. I don't know that we'll be at that level when the Boo Bash takes place. Just with the popularity of it. So I think it's going to be, that halfway point. Yeah.
All right. Carla Fuentes has a good question, because I've thought about this. When do you think that the Epcot monorail line is going to come back, before or after the 50th? And okay, so here's my initial thoughts on this. I think they would like to have it up before, ideally, but here's the thing. Remember that the Epcot monorail goes through Future World, and it's going to go through a construction zone, which does not really, it's not good show. So as much as I think Disney's kicking themselves for the actual point-to-point transportation between the TTC and Epcot, which is great for folks at the Polynesian, folks transferring from the Magic Kingdom, Contemporary, Grand. Transportation wise, I know they would like to have that back, but again, it's a bad show when they're doing construction. I mean, they can't help it. You got to go through this if you're going to get new stuff. I mean, there's no way around it, but it's just, unless you built like a big old tunnel and there's, that's just extra work. Ricky, I mean, am I on the right track? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I can only assume that it's because of construction at this point, that they haven't reopened. That whole middle section of Epcot is just, it's just a disaster zone. And, I don't know. You're right. I don't know if they'll be opening it for the 50th. I would love it to be open. But I think they're going to have to get much further along with construction. And that's going to take some time.
I think the other thing that's impacting that too is the fact that the hotels on the monorail line, first of all, we've had, whole buildings closed.
That's true.
At the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian is not anywhere near being up to speed. The Contemporary, at that point with capacity levels and that, it's like let's say they have a 35% just cap on what they do, right? They only fill up to that amount, or I'm sure it's much higher than that, especially for hotel occupancy, but still they aren't able to occupy at full what they would. That's right. And then on top of it, there's construction at the Polynesian, which is limiting room numbers and other factors at the different resorts. So I often wonder too if that plays into it. I don't know. No insider information here, folks. Just speculation.
And it could very well be both.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be both. Combination of both.
Yeah, because they're probably looking at all of it
exactly.
We don't have 100% because Contemporary is not 100% full. The tower's not even being used. It's under
exactly.
Yeah, it is now.
Exactly. The Polynesian too.
Right. So. Right. Yeah, and I didn't think about that. And the Grand's not full. So yeah, there's not even that many.
Oh gosh, no. The Grand's not full. Yeah.
Good question. Okay, next one. I don't think we have an answer to this one, Matt, but we'll throw it out there. Ideas on when Boma will reopen. I would guess Boma and Jico would both reopen with Jumbo House, and that could be
Who knows?
Plus Boma, it was a buffet, and
Yep.
that will be a challenging one too. Like other ones, it was sort of easier to like pre-plate it and pull it out. Boma, first of all, there were so many items on that. Yeah.
Oh wait,
and
no,
the soup.
I'm your cousin from Boston. That chowder.
Right? The soups alone, there were usually 5 different soups. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Bring out, I don't even know.
We have a place in Missouri called Lambert's, dude. They just come around with big vats of like okra and just slam it on your plate. I mean, for rolls.
Maybe a rolling cart of soup.
And yes, and they pour it into your cup.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's a good question, and it'll be interesting to see because Tusker House is reopening, and that had a similar menu, but not quite the same. Like Boma, just that our menu is so vast that you're right. It's going to be really difficult for Boma to reopen, and if it does reopen, it will not be probably a buffet at that point. So, which will make people very upset at that point too, because oh no, it's not the same. So, which we saw with the noodle gate. So,
back to the noodles. Okay,
back to noodles.
Brian's got a question. Go in here. Resort question. Extended family trip. Total of 10 people. They got a family of 5, 2 adults, 3 kids. They're 4, 2, and 5 months, which I read as 3 guests and 2 cribs, in one room. 3 adults in another and 2 adults in another room. Where should we stay? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Practically travel agent mind kicking in, right? Okay, so you're going to look at if you want to have, you can do any rooms with that combination, because technically by Disney, you could stay in 3 rooms of Pop Century, movies. Oh my God, I keep saying music, and I know music's not open. Like I just got music on the brain.
You're going to start another room? Or?
I know. I was right? Like, it's got to be right open because I keep like, I don't know why. It's movies. By the time it comes out, probably all be open. Who knows?
Right?
That's how it works. So you could really look at anything. But now here's the thing, though, with the family of 5, that's where I start the focus, because the 3 adults in a room, as long as you're cool with 2 queens and the 2 adults, that's just a no-brainer. You can pick any hotel on property. The 5, okay, so like I said, you can do any room. 2 adults, 3 kids, they're all small. And with the 4 and the 2, I guess they could split the second queen and then put the baby in a pack and play. I don't know, Pam. I'm more like numbers driven and practical. Like, give me some like, okay, how's this gonna like unfold when you're there? What do you think?
So I often ask people what is important to them in a hotel, and especially at Walt Disney World, there's a few things to consider. So are transportation options important to you? And if they are, which transportation options are important to you? Is it important for you to be able to walk to the Magic Kingdom or take the monorail? Is it important for you to be able to walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios or to take the Skyliner? Those are all things that are going to play into your decision. The other thing I always ask is, how much time are you going to spend in your room? Or with little kids, you may spend more time in that room. It becomes more valuable, right? And you want a little bit of space to sort of spread out a little bit. Do you want a kitchen? Do you want someone in your party to have a kitchen? If you're going to have 3 or 4 rooms, if you all decide to stay at like a deluxe villa accommodation, if one person's going to get a 1-bedroom and have a kitchen, that could be beneficial to everyone. And maybe, that 1-bedroom person could be like, hey, how about we all chip in a little bit for the kitchen, because it's going to benefit all of us. So those are all things that are really important to think about. I don't think there's a right or the wrong answer. I think with kids that are young, you're probably going to be spending some time in the Magic Kingdom. But I also think that Epcot resorts are absolutely in the ballpark too. There's lots of stuff for kids to do there. And the other thing is, as far as moderate resorts go, we still have just 2. Just 2 available, right? So if you're looking in that moderate price range, you really only have the choice of Coronado or Caribbean Beach. So lots of things to think about.
And the thing is, with the ages of the kids, 4, 2, and 5 months, at that age, they do not really care. They're not aware. They're not going to like be demanding of X, Y, and Z like when they're 8 or 9. Like 8 or 9, like they're going to want to they're going to be in the pirate pool at Caribbean Beach, or they're going to want to do this or that. This one is for the adults, man. Lay it out, pick the theme you like. Like you said, I would look at proximity to the parks you're going to use the most in transportation, and then amenities at your hotel. I mean, that's
sure.
But you could work any of them. So that's kind of good news there for you, Brian. I was just thinking about this because you mentioned the two moderates being open. Okay, so we're in mid-June of 2021, right? Think about where we were this time last year. Just for a second, stop. Dude, Walt Disney World was closed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just getting ready. It would be like a year next week when they opened the first DVC resorts.
And the parks weren't open. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, like you
is.
think this is moving at a
Disney
snail's pace, and it kind of is. But like when you look at like the global thing, like how unbelievable it was. I mean, like looking back on that right now, it seems like I just can't believe like the entire property was sitting closed at this point a year ago for like months. Like nobody was in there.
I know. It's just surreal.
It is. I mean, I'm just, that's where we got to count our blessings, right? I mean, yeah, we don't have Port Orleans resorts.
We don't have noodles.
We don't have noodles.
We do have noodles. It may not be the right noodles, but
things are getting better, but we're worried about noodles. I'm just saying that is a sign that the world is recovering.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Angie, right? She's in here in our live chat on Facebook a lot. She says, going to spend a half a day in Epcot during our 25th anniversary trip. Happy anniversary. What is one must try flower and garden food item?
Ooh.
I'm terrible because I go to the stands and I just eat it. I don't even I don't like record it. I'll take a picture, but then it's like usually sometimes there's a bite out of it if it looks good because I don't have the discipline. Ricky, what's one good thing at Flower and Garden? And then it'll be the Freedom Festival from the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th of July.
Exactly. So it's gonna sound so corny. You'll get why that's funny in a second. But I'm actually going with the corn on the cob that has a garlic butter spread and it's covered with these like panko crust. And oh my goodness, it is so good. My brother and I get this every time and we both just marvel over the fact that how good this is. And I mean, it's not super fancy, of course, but they give you a whole ear of corn. It's not like you're getting a little teeny chunk of corn either. You're getting a whole ear. So that is our favorite thing to get. And I'm trying to remember which booth that's at. It changes. So let me look that up and then I'll come back to me and I'll tell you which booth it's at. So.
All right. So Pam, while she's looking that up, which is Ricky's very good researcher and she does not want to steer anybody wrong when it comes to snacks at a festival. Go ahead, Pam.
So I actually, there's a booth right there by Test Track that has avocado toast with the goat cheese on it. And it has.
Whoa, are you allowed to order that? You're not a millennial. Come on.
No, right? And also the Fruit Loops shake.
Now you could order that because that's right.
And I will tell you, I liked them both. They also have some kind of like donut thingy doey.
Those are good.
No, I was disappointed. I had a cronut once down there. I was so looking forward. I'm like, oh my god, everybody talks about a cronut. I love donuts, and it wasn't sweet enough. I
think that's why I do like it because I don't like anything that's really that sweet. But I will say the Fruit Loop shake, I was blown away by it because I don't traditionally like things like that at all, really and truly. But I just found myself drawn to that. And it is at the same booth where you can get the avocado toast, which seems like kind of a weird juxtaposition, right? I'd like avocado toast and a Fruit Loop shake.
Yeah, that's
no. Right? No, but the avocado toast, if you like avocado, is really good. And it has edible flowers on it as well. It was just a really, I liked it. It was really refreshing and great.
All right, I figured out where it's at.
Here we go.
It's at the Trowel and Trellis.
Yes.
Yes, which is presented by Impossible. So yeah, it is the grilled street corn on the cob with savory garlic spread. So that means that this is completely, since it's from like the Impossible people, it's completely like vegan, I think, too, which is awesome. So
it is.
Yeah. If you like corn on the cob, man, go to Silver Dollar City with me next time. People that are walking around the park.
I know it's not fancy. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that is seriously the thing that me and my brother always get the most excited about getting, because they took away my favorite thing, which were the strawberries that they used to have at the China Pavilion. They were coated in like just sugar. They were so good, but they took them away a couple of years ago and it made me sad. So
well, that happens. All right, Matt McCabe in the live chat, he throws in the violet lemonade is delicious.
Oh,
never had violet.
That is lots of people say that it's a really good choice. So, and there's tons of drinks that if you want to get a drink, there is no shortage of good drinks to try. So. No.
All right. Question here. Tammy's always in here with us on Facebook. And so she actually has a practical planning question. So let's hit that. I mean, like something that is important because the 50th is, it's a little, you got to get your T's crossed and your I's dotted. She says, question. How do you book a room or package for the 50th if I'm a pass holder and my family are not pass holders? I already made a park reservation for me, but not for them. All right, let me see if I can earn my card here. Okay, here we
Go. Do
Yes.
it. Mike deals with this every day.
go. But I get stressed right when I'm doing this with Pam, right? Because if she's like wrong, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Okay, so here's what's
Wrong.
key.
And how many people did you book that way?
Right, exactly.
When you're a school teacher, like like twice a year, you get these observations by your principal, like it makes you nervous. And I'm like, dude, nobody wants my job. Like seriously, like I mean, I get paid nothing, and like I work my butt off. Like that's why I tell Pam, like she's like, oh my god, it's observation day. I'm so nervous. I'm like, seriously, you're not gonna get fired. You're like the best teacher in the district. You've been doing this forever. You're fine. Teachers free. All teachers listening, it's summer. You can kind of, relax.
Yes.
Okay, unscheduled observation. Everybody freaks out. Okay, here we go. You're going to want to book it as a room only, right? Because a package requires everybody on the reservation to have the same ticket. So what you're going to do is put everybody that possibly might go on the room reservation, just because it doesn't hurt to do that. Now, of course, once you get to the third or fourth adult, the room only does cost more. There's a per adult charge. So you want to make sure that they're probably going, but you can modify that later and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal. What you're going to want to do, though, immediately is for the guests who are not annual pass holders, you're going to want to buy a la carte tickets. Now, here's the thing about the a la carte tickets that I tell everybody when you buy them. This is different. This is why packages are pretty awesome. If you have everybody in the same ticket, situation, is that with a package, it doesn't matter if you're buying a 10-day hopper for 4 people and you're staying at the Grand Floridian, your deposit's still $200. Doesn't matter. Like you just deposit's $200. Now it's different with a room only. Room onlys are a little bit more expensive up front. First of all, the deposit is the first night's rate. So if you're at a deluxe, it could be, it could be a $600 deposit, 620. It's always a random number too, because it's not like a round number. It'll be like 623.76, and that's your deposit. Then you got to buy the tickets for everybody, and those have to be paid in full up front immediately. And they're non-refundable, non-transferable. Now, if you can't make that trip, Disney will give you the value of the ticket towards future tickets for a period of time. So you're not out of the money. You just can't get a refund on those tickets once you purchase them. What happens is, okay, so once you get all this done, once you decide, okay, I got a room only, got my tickets, what you're going to get is confirmation numbers. This is where it all comes together. You go to your My Disney Experience account, you type in your confirmation number for your resort reservation. Put it in there, and you'll see it pop up. It'll show who's on the reservation. Then you'll get a confirmation number for the tickets. You only get one confirmation number for the tickets. I bought 11 tickets for a guest today on one purchase. So you get one confirmation number. What you're going to do there is you're going to then assign the tickets to who needs them. So Bob needs a ticket. Steve needs a ticket. Pam needs a ticket. Ricky needs a ticket. And you just assign them all. And then what happens is basically at that point, once you get everything assigned, it's really easy to do. You just pull them from your friends and family list. Once you do that, basically it's like a package, because then everybody can go ahead and make theme park reservations. Piece of cake. But it is a little bit, but what that does, it makes you what you're doing is you're avoiding the annual pass holder from buying a ticket. That's basically all you're doing by not getting a package. So Pam, did I get that right? I mean, it sounds really convoluted, but it's not that hard.
Perfect. You did a great job, really and truly.
Good.
So yeah, for sure. When you have a pass holder that's going to be staying in the same room as non-pass holders, it does make it a bit more challenging, but there are ways to work around it. So Mike didn't steer you wrong there. He got it right.
How was this job today?
You can live another day working in travel. Yes.
That's right.
That was good.
Well, it's just the Boo Bash. Now we're kind of in the same place as the teachers, right? I think we got paid like 1 penny per hour last week and this week, but it's all good. We still like what we do.
Matt's got a question, and he says, seems like the window's closing on Marathon Weekend for January. They've talked about reimagining the theme for Star Wars Weekend in April anyway. What do you think the chances they move Marathon Weekend to April for 2022? Matt, the chances of that happening are 0. Here's why, and this is just me guessing. It is too hot to run 26 miles in Florida in January. It almost killed everybody in 2020 when we ran the marathon in January. It was a hot Sunday. They cut the race, actually, in mid-race. They cut 6 miles off the course, I think. They cut Blizzard Beach. They cut Blizzard Beach for a lot.
They did cut the race, yeah.
I was cooking because it was so hot. I'm like, I am getting this thing done as fast as I can, so I am out of the sun. It was so hot. And I just think April practically, it's in Florida in April. There's no way. I mean, you would have to start it at like 2 a.m. and run it before the sun comes up. and it could still be too hot because of the humidity. So I would say no. And I would say that, yes, the window is closing on marathon weekend. They could still do it. I would say they could still do it probably even until August, because signups are going to immediately be, who's to say they're not doing all the internal stuff behind the scenes. I don't think it's going to happen at this point, but you never know. I mean, if I had to guess. And but I mean, the thing is, coming out of this pause, like an April half marathon weekend might be a good reintroduction to everything, because for me, Star Wars, the April race weekend was very laid back. It never had the huge crowds. That and Princess were very laid back weekends. So I would say that'd be a nice reintroduction to Run Disney. But I mean, I don't know, but I still think we could do marathon, because I just want to do it. So let's see. Lisa, kind of two related questions here. Lisa says, are they checking vaccine cards now with the mask change? They are not. It's a honor system, just like just about everywhere else in the world. Mm-hmm. I didn't see a mask at all down at Silver City for the whole weekend, except for trying to think. Some of the workers had them on, but not all. I
see them rarely here. So
yeah, I didn't see any for the entire weekend. There was another question. Let's see here. Oh, Tanya, don't ask this question. I love Tanya. She's one of my guests at the Magic for Last on Nashville. Okay, here we go.
You're gonna make our hearts beat faster.
This is
Tanya.
This is hotter than noodle take. Okay, here we go.
Right?
Is there a safe way to change park reservations? I am the only one in my party in the Magic Kingdom on 10-1. I'm gonna see. Okay, my heart's okay. Let me look at my Apple Watch. Let me hit the heart rate app. Okay.
You're gonna say, get a breath, take a breath. Yeah, a minute of deep breathing.
No, first thing I do when I got the new. I was on a series 2 or 3 forever, and you know how much I use my Apple Watch. I'm all about filling my rings. For my anniversary, Pam got me a watch because that's 15th, and so I got the new SE, the new one, and not the 6, but the SE, but it's so much nicer because it's got a bigger screen and stuff. But yeah, the first thing I do is turn off the breathe thing. I breathe plenty. Like you don't have to tell me.
I don't need you to tell me how to breathe.
When it tells me to stand, or at least I shake my arm, 31 times to get the hour. But okay, anyway,
back to that's so cheating. Okay,
okay, let me go back and start. Is there a safe way to change park reservations? I'm the only one in my party in the Magic Kingdom on 10-1, so I'm keeping an eye out for increased capacity to switch them from Epcot to the Magic Kingdom. Concerned that if I cancel Epcot, I may make them lose out on both parks. Or am I overthinking this? You are not overthinking this, because here's the situation I'm in with. Okay, for my trip in 20 days from now, at this point when the show comes out, Paige bailed on us. She's not going. Mallory asked if she could bring a friend. Cool, fine. He's like, pay for your ticket. We'll bring you down. We had flight miles. So she's going. But of course, we had already made our park reservations for the entire trip way before this. So at this point, I've gotten her 8 out of our 9 days in the same park, which has taken an incredible amount of luck and work and harrowing things. On July 12th, this is the only, and I've got her in the studios every day. We're going to the studios, which is crazy. The thing is, I can't get her on the Magic Kingdom on a Monday, July 12th. And so we're staying at Yacht Club that day. So what I'm doing is we all have the park hopper. So her and Mallory are going to walk over the International Gateway. She's going to walk in, walk out. And then at 2:00, we're just all going to go to the Magic Kingdom, or, that should work. Yeah. So that's kind of our last thing. But so I've been trying to get her Magic Kingdom like all the time, like after I run in the morning, like I'm walking my couple laps of cool down. And that's exactly like I do. I got to cancel her Epcot first. Cancel Epcot. And then I'm like, oh my God, what if Epcot closes in this next 5 seconds? Try to get the Magic Kingdom and then full. And then I'm like racing back to the thing to get Epcot again. That's what I do. I'm like, okay, I haven't lost anything. But Pam, I mean, you're going to make somebody's day if you cancel that Magic Kingdom one, like immediately. Like somebody's going to be like, oh, yeah. So be careful. I wouldn't touch it. I'm just saying that's hot. It's too hot to touch.
That is the challenge. And there's not really a great way around it right now. And I don't know that there ever will be while we're using the system. I just don't know. They really want it to be a live system that shows availability, as you're doing it. And on one hand, I think it's got to be similar to the dining reservations, which allow you to say, you have both of these, which one do you want to keep, or something like that. But I think that there's some kind of difference in it too. So there must be a reason, but yeah, I know it is scary It really,
Or what about
is.
like when you buy concert tickets or something, like it gives like a 10-minute window, right? Like this is good for 10 minutes. Like you can make a modification, and if not, too bad.
I know, but think of the resources that would take. I mean, for every concert you have, let's say at most, right? How many thousands of people would you say? A couple thousand if you're, going to a certain location? Yeah, multiply that times Disney and the number of people that ping that system on the daily, on the, every second. I don't know. I think that must be it. But no, I think it's a great idea. And maybe they're thinking of it. Maybe they're like, okay, we're going to come up with something that doesn't scare the pants off of people while they're doing it. So we'll see.
So rare. I mean, only us big Disney geeks get it, right? But I mean, this is one of those things that just like takes your breath away. Like when you go in and try to change your mind, I'm telling you, it's scary. Even if you're like, it's a random day in July. No, it isn't. When you're dealing with your favorite park, it's scary.
And it is. And I too am surprised that they have not figured out a way to, basically let guests get or hold the one reservation that they want and to switch out for the one that they had, because that is so nerve-wracking. I mean, you almost don't want to cancel just on the off chance of, oh no, what if this does fill up? Like this was so hard to get in the first place. And so if they keep this reservation system, which it seems like that's the plan, they've got to figure that aspect out. I mean, they have to fix that because it just can't continue moving forward. They've got to figure something out with that, because it's not fair to the guests, to make them panic like that, and potentially lose out on going into a park because they needed to go to a different park for that day for one reason or another. So, yeah.
The reason I don't think they will change it though is because I don't think they're going to ever have a day that's like October 1st. Like it's just such an outlier that it was.
It's happened though on other days though. I mean, or when I was trying to make my park reservations with my mom and my brother, I had a park reservation and I was, and all the parks are full but that one came up for me. And so, but I was terrified if I cancel this reservation and then I can't get the other one, I'm out of luck and then I can't go to the park. So I don't think it's as rare as you think it is. So,
which is why Lisa in the live chat says, which is exactly why we already made our passes for 260 days from today.
Exactly. Look, as travel agents, we don't mock you when you come to us way early and like, hey, yes, we're like, yes, because this means we have the longest opportunity possible to help you get what you want. So we've just seen the limited availability in resorts, in room types, and in park passes. So yeah.
It's crazy. All right. So we are introducing, before we get out of here today, a new feature on the show. Who knows how long it'll last.
Right.
But it's a second chance email question. So we're going to go back and dig into the oldest emails that we didn't get to right now. I hate to say this, but we get a lot of emails. We have a lot of listeners. We have 942 emails in the inbox.
Wow.
Listener question.
They're probably like, when am I getting my question answered?
These are the ones that I didn't get to yet because I do them when I answer them. Okay, so we try. I mean, we get a lot in the live chat, which we appreciate. We try to, hey, there's only 40 minutes. Okay, so here we go. This is from Nate Jackson. Let's do the best we can. This comes in on July 20th, 2016.
2016, mind you.
Okay.
2016.
Hey, Mike, Cam, and Ricky. I'll be going down for 5 days over marathon weekend. Go Lizards! And again for 7 days next summer with my kids. So I'm thinking about getting an annual pass. I think that'd be a good option for me. My question is in regards to purchasing the pass. If I buy it now and add it to my my MDE account, is it active at that time or does it activate when I use it for the first time? Basically, will my annual pass year begin? If it's not activated, will I still be able to schedule Fast Pass Plus? Thanks for your answer and keep up the great work on the show. Nate's in St. Louis. All right, Ricky, help Nate out. We're gonna give him some good information here.
Well,
the rule is we're answering it as if it came in today.
Yes.
So as if it came in today is unfortunately you can't get an annual pass.
Oh, we're sorry, Nate, to break it to you.
5 years of your annual pass.
Yeah.
Probably had.
If we were to answer it as when it came in 2016, your use date would have started on the first day that you used the ticket. So not the day you bought it, but the day that you first used it.
And you could have made Fast Pass Plus.
And you could have made Fast Pass Plus reservations, but there's no Fast Pass Plus right now, so you can't do that either.
Who knows if there ever will will be. Our crystal ball is frequently broken and also frequently gives us news earlier than it's announced. So it's actually both.
Correct.
Thank you, Nate, for the question, and hope you're still listening here in 2021. And that's great. So
awesome question. All right, you can delete that one.
I did. Like, your question could be next. If you were in 2015, 16, something like that, you might be on next week's show. Who knows?
Awesome.
Okay. We got to get out of here. We'll have more listener questions. Send them to Mike at BRGuestPodcast.com. We might.
You may not get it answered until 5 years later.
Who knows? Coming to the live chat, you'll probably get it answered more quickly because I feel like everybody's like avatars are staring at me like, answer my question. So that just makes me a little nervous. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's question. We shared some laughs and we got some great trip planning advice for the summer for these trips coming up. Don't forget, of course, our show is always sponsored by the Magic for Less Travel, as Pam said. Drop by the Magic for Less. We'll take great care of you. It costs you nothing extra. A lot of times you get some goodies like a Disney gift card with some packages. I'm telling you, man, folks get excited about the laundry bag. And I know it's like dumb. You're like, he's talking about laundry bag. Hey, man, it keeps your room looking good.
The laundry bag is awesome.
Now, Pam Forrester's room looks like it should be on some HGTV, show every time Pam or when Mallory goes over to their room, she raves about it. Why can't our room look like this? Because I'm a slob. It looks a mess. We just live out of our suitcases. No, Pam puts everything away. I'm just saying the laundry basket, though, does help. It helps me. So it's just one little perks. Drop by the Magic for Less. You're going to get great advice. We're going to make sure you get the best deal. You don't want to spend any extra money, but you want to have a great trip. We'll talk, price versus value, stuff like that. So just check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Prime Day coming up here soon. Use our Amazon affiliate link on Prime Day. It's kind of like doubling up. BeOurGuestPodcast.com /Amazon. We appreciate that. And again, thank you to our patrons for supporting the show. I truly appreciate that. We'll talk Silver Dollar City tomorrow on the live Patreon episode, which should be fun. So if you'd like to get in on that, just visit patreon.com /BeOurGuestPodcast. And give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at BeOurGuestMike, at BeOurGuestPod. Pam is at TMFLT Pam. Follow Ricky at Ricky Nibs. And join us this Sunday night, you, me, and Scotty G, live on Facebook and Instagram, or not Instagram. We could go on Instagram, I guess, but live on Facebook and YouTube, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And I think we might have a special guest from Enterprise Rent-A-Car. He works there, giving us some advice on getting a rental car.
And goodness knows that's tough to do right now.
He's like, you want me to give some tips? I'm like, yeah, I do. Let's go. So we'll try to do that on Sunday night as well. So join us for the live call-in show. And of course, call in. We'll talk Disney. All right, we're going to be back again on Friday. Of course, no show tomorrow because we didn't do a show on Sunday, so we can't play a replay of a show that never happened. I mean, guys, I could put like an hour of dead air. That'd be kind of funny. Just like a blank hour long thing. That's what we did. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste your time. So we'll be back in on Friday like the old days, like back in 2016. We only had Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So until we see you again, for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to get back to work, and we'll see you real soon. That sounded really good tonight. Yay.
Boom.
Okay, we need to come up with a topic, by the way, for Friday.
Oh, no, we didn't. I didn't know if there was one. I forgot to ask.
I didn't think of one. Third one, man.
What? I know. I have a topic. How cute Daisy is. No. Oh, she's adorable. She's laying right here on my lap. She says, I'm so cute.
Lauren says, we spoke at length the cast member at Magic Kingdom and asked when the cast member mask policy was going to be lightened, and he may have said they're waiting until after the 4th of July fireworks before changing the cast member policy. What?
That would be awesome, huh?
Dude, I'm going to be there. What? Not on the 4th of July, though, because we're going on the 6th. Because, dude, I'm telling you, the Epcot has awesome fireworks. St. Charles County has better fireworks. I mean, it is a war zone where we moved to because it's like the only legal place, I think, in Missouri that we can shoot off fireworks.
Oh, my gosh.
It's crazy. And my brother-in-law sent me a text this weekend. We were down there. He's like, I bought enough fireworks to blow up your entire neighborhood.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh. And he does not joke about that stuff. So
that is crazy.
Funny.
Yes, we are recording one more tonight. Lisa, what do you want to talk about?
We are.
We need a topic.
Should we just talk about news? All right, I got an idea.
Oh,
you could do news. The only thing I hate doing news on Fridays because it's so far. Like it's 4
days
off.
That's true. Okay.
Yes,
it's kind of bad.
What about? It is summer. My brain is on ice cream right now. I don't know if we can get a whole show out of like good places to get ice cream right now. So
I know, because it's very different.
it's very different right now.
I have a topic. Here we go.
Okay,
I
let's
know what
hear
it
it.
is. We start.
He's not going to tell us.
Wow.
It's gonna be a hot show. It's gonna be like just
Oh no.
like a hot mic. You don't know.
Hot-
He's gonna hit you with it. Here we go.
Hot takes. It's hot takes with Mike.
Could be.
Hmm.
Here we go. We could do hot takes. You got hot takes?
No, just
No,
go with
go
what
with
you
what you
had.
had.
Go with what you had.
hot
You had an idea. You had an idea. Go
Hot
with it.
takes.
No
Noodles
hot
are
takes.
Stupid.
No, hot takes are
take.
stupid. Yes.
Dude, I
let's
got
go.
I was so many retweets the other night. I was just sitting there bored on my phone and I was on Twitter and I was like, hot take. Dippin' Dots are overrated. Dude,
True story.
people hate Dippin'
Great.
Dots, man.
They are not great.
And they always end up dropping, and then they melt instantly. And
Yes.
They hurt my teeth. They get in like our teeth and
I
they're
like
so cold. It's like
They're-
getting a cavity filled.
Totally overrated. I agree with you. Yes.
Okay, that's the name of the show. We're gonna be
All
like hot take.
No. Dippin' Dots are
Yeah.
awful.
And they're all over Silver Dog City, by the way. They're like it's like their official ice.
and Hannah loves Dippin' Dots. Are you kidding me? Still to
These
this
ice cream of
day.
the future. They should be like the ice cream of the present by now. Like
Right, exactly. We're living in the present.
exactly. I mean, really, are they still the future?
We've been living with
Like
them for
Tomorrowland.
20, 30 years at this point. I think they're, the ice cream
Yes.
now. Yeah.
Agreed.
That
If
is
this was
correct.
really going to be a thing, it would have been a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Amber. Okay, we'll just kind of do a potpourri show. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put you on the spot. So be ready. You better be ready. 'cause
All
you-
right.
Right,
We're
ready,
always
let's
ready.
go.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
Oh, I got to boot Corwin of Amber. See, he
No kidding. No,
He's coming in on the
bye-bye.
Team Dippin' Dot side. What? Get out.
No. Bye. Nice
Get out.
knowing you. Yeah.
Okay.
Too
here we-
funny.
We're gonna, and if you have a suggestion, we might do a little part of your show. So, like Alfred, we might give one of our favorite foods at Disney. Boom. We might not do a whole show because I gotta do a little prep on that. But see, Tanya's coming in hot. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're good. This is just kind of all over the place. Basically, a listener question, I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
here we go. Welcome to episode 1918 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you and hope you're ready for a great weekend. Man, tick, tick, tick. I'm counting down the days to get down to Walt Disney World for our family vacation. I know I go down a lot of times. Sometimes it's cheer. Sometimes I got to run 48 miles to justify getting to go to Walt Disney World in January. Sometimes it's for work, which I know, right? I mean, come on. It kind of is. I mean, I tell my neighbors that. I'm like, I'm going to Walt Disney World. Oh, it's just for work though, so I don't, whatever. It's not. I have fun. I have a great job. But the thing is, this is actual just vacation. Like we're just going down to have fun, hang out with friends and playing golf. Gonna eat at Maria and Enzo's. I've never been there. I know, right? That's
Yes.
an airplane theme right inside,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I love that stuff. So yeah,
Terminal.
oh man, first night there, we're like there way before Scott eating at Olivia's, just us.
Nice.
And then the first night we're going to the Magic Kingdom because we're taking Mallory's friend who's never been to the parks. We're gonna go out of the Magic Kingdom and because Trails End's not open, but we're gonna get that food at the window and then eat inside of Trails End, and it's cheaper. Scott says it's really good. So
That's awesome. I didn't know they were doing that. That's great.
yeah, I'm ready. Anyway, so we are going to have a show without a topic here on a Friday, kind of like a horse with no name in Kansas.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to go with a show with kind of maybe multiple topics. I don't know. We couldn't think of something, so we're going to roll with it here on a Friday. So joining me today, we have Ricky from the mouseforless.com. What's on the plans for a June weekend down in Georgia? What's up?
Oh goodness. I actually don't know. Maybe getting a dishwasher installed. So we'll
That's
see.
exciting. Yeah, there you go. Nothing brings the podcast up but talking about kitchen appliances.
When you're an adult and you're excited that you get a dishwasher again after not having one for a couple weeks because yours is broken. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
A little behind the scenes with Mike. We didn't even have a dishwasher till we got our new house.
Oh, wow.
Last year.
Oh my goodness.
2019, yes.
No, I would have revolted.
You're
I
looking
would've
at them
revolted.
right here. See these dishes?
Yeah.
I was once in a Dove commercial, or was it Dawn? Yeah,
Dawn, yeah.
dish me in hands, baby.
That's no. I'm currently making Brian do the dishes since I'm cooking, and I figured that's fair. And so yeah, but I would really like to have a dishwasher back. So we're hopefully getting that this weekend. If not, it will be next weekend. So I may be going another week without a dishwasher.
All right, we'll all pray that you make it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, praying for you. Okay, also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what's going on up in PA?
Oh man. So I will say we were talking about the weekend. So each weekend we're in the process of building a house and I'm in temp housing. I know it sort of looks the same behind me, right? As it used to. I have transformed parts of my office here to our temp housing. But anyways, so each week, either on Saturday or Sunday, we go to the house site. Sometimes we go throughout the week too, but just to see the progress, right? You got to see the hole in the ground, right?
That's cool. I don't know.
The hole in the ground. It's a bigger hole in the ground, and then they poured cement in the hole in the ground, and now there's some French drains and other things with the hole in the ground, and some insulation, and they're still working on I don't know, this week it was like wrap up the plumbing in the basement or something. I don't know. So anyways, that's our excitement for the week. We go and we do that, but it's so funny. So we're living in this townhouse, which is sort of a change from what we used to live in, I will say. Not in a good or bad way, it's just different. But the community that we live in has like a pool, and it feels a little resorty, like a
it's like you're living at Pam and I said you like living at Old Key West.
That's basically what is happening here. That is basically what is happening here. So, anyways, it is a change in lifestyle for us for a bit of time, but it's not something I'm hating. I'm just saying this. So now I'm wondering if I need to, as soon as we are done building the house, sell that house and buy 2 townhouses in different locations or something. No, I'm just kidding. But it has crossed our mind, especially when we don't have to, like, when you're at a home, you have a project every weekend, right?
You do. I mean, I have a dishwasher.
Yes,
I gotta put in.
right?
Exactly.
Rick, you wouldn't have to worry about this if you're with Pam.
I know, right?
It's true. So Steve and I don't know what to do with ourselves on the weekend. We're sort of like,
what do we do?
What are we going to do? I don't know. Do we have anything we have to do? I'm like, I don't think so. So anyways, yeah, it's different, but we're adapting. So
okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have kind of a variety of topics, but some kind of like listener questions, because people are in that we got together, we got talking about my weekend in Silver Dollar City and a lot of fun, and we didn't get to the topic, coming up with the topic for the Friday show, but I think it's going to be a potpourri of things, which I think you guys will really enjoy. So this is a question that was kind of bouncing around in my head today, and I don't know if it has enough meat on the bone for an entire show, but I wanted to ask this to both of you and get some feedback from folks when we go into our Sunday night show and also on social. So send me a message to the answer to this question at BeOurGuestMike on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll retweet it on Twitter if you have it, so we can have conversations over there. But, things are happening. We kind of mentioned this on Wednesday. This is kind of how that thing popped in my head on Wednesday when I said, think about where we were last year this time, mid-June. It's really kind of hard to believe that this time last year, 1 year ago, we were just getting excited about the DVC resorts opening without theme parks. And we were still a month away. I believe it was Epcot and Animal Kingdom that opened on July 15th. I'm trying to keep all my dates set. Magic Kingdom and the studios opened second, I want to say 3 to 5 days later in that ballpark.
I think it was the 11th and the 15th. I think it was the 11th.
Either way, I'll be there at the 1 year anniversary for both. So I'll be pretty excited about that. But anyway, we think that things have been moving at a snail's pace, because we didn't have the TTA forever. Well, we got the TTA back. We didn't have, this is me, right? We didn't have Maya Grill. Dude, did I hear Maya Grill's opening this weekend?
Maya Grill's open.
I thought I was getting punked. Because I'm like, Maya Grill, dude, come on. No, this is much trying to punk me, right? June 24th. I'm like, oh yeah, Maya Grill. Okay, so I mean, we're struggling. I mean, we still got the question on Wednesday. BOMA, when's it going to reopen? We still got Animal Kingdom closed, and Jumbo House. We still have the Port Orleans resorts closed. Things are not back up to normal. But when you think about where we were last June to this June, we've made a lot of progress. And I mean, now, this past weekend, we found out that vaccinated guests now do not have to wear masks outdoors. They don't have to wear masks indoors. Still on transportation, though. Remember that. So keep it in your pocket. You got to have it on the buses, the monorail, Skyliner, because Skyliner, they're multiple parties are being in the gondolas at the same time. Gondolas. We haven't talked gondolas.
Gondolas.
So here's a question I have for you two, because we're making progress. What is the benchmark for you for when we think things are in your mind back to air quotes normal? And so, you know, like, have we hit that point yet? Are we not there? Because when you think about it, you might say when all the resorts are open or when every attraction's open, but even under normal times in 2019, there were still things that were down. You know, they might have still done the Polynesian like it is right now, or they might have, you know, we always have ride closures during times of the year. We have shows that are out of service for a while. What for you is kind of your indicator? Because we have a lot of things that are still not back that are big headliner things, meet and greets with characters, you know, full masks, nothing for anybody on transport or anything. Fireworks still aren't back. You know, we're still missing tours. I don't know. So Ricky, let me start with you. Like, what is kind of a sign that when this comes back, like, okay, now we're really, really back? What would you say?
So I kind of have two, and I think that they're not connected, obviously. But I feel like for people overall, these are really the two big things that they're waiting for. Although you did mention a third, but I'm not going to take that one. The big one I think is fireworks. Which I believe, you know, of course, we've heard the rumors. They are supposedly coming back sooner rather than later. You know, and probably by the time this just comes out, they will already been announced the fireworks are back. You know, I'm just saying, I think for a lot of people, you know, that fireworks threshold is the big one. You know, I heard so many people say that when they're, you know, when all this got started, of the parks reopening and stuff like that, of, oh, I'm not going back until they have fireworks again. So I think that will be a big one for a lot of people. The other one that I think will be a big one for a lot of people is when they can officially bring back the Disney dining plan. You know, again, that's another question we get asked so often of, when do we think the Disney dining plan is going to come back? When do we think it's coming back? And, you know, I know Disney's changing a lot of things with how they run the parks and things like that, but I absolutely think the Disney dining plan will be something that comes back. You know, I of course half jokingly say, I hope FastPass doesn't come back, which, okay, it's really not a joke. I actually do kind of hope that FastPass doesn't come back, but I have a feeling it's going to, much to my disappointment. But the dining plan is still something that I think that most people are like, that is what they're waiting for. And, you know, I think that once Disney can start, and I think it's starting to happen now, you know, relaxing a lot of the social distancing guidelines. You know, we're seeing it a lot of places in the parks right now with lines and stuff like that. And I think that the restaurants are going to start to see that happening sooner rather than later as well. And so once they can start to seat people in more restaurants, and we can start to add more restaurants back into the mix, which again is another problem, is there's not as many restaurants in the mix right now. So, and with restaurants like Boma and other buffets that are still closed, Disney's got to adjust how they do those kinds of things too. So I think that once they can address the dining situation and bring back the dining plan, I think that's going to be another really big milestone of, okay, Disney's back now.
And here's the thing. So I agree. I think the biggest need right now is dining.
Yeah.
When you're down there, right? Because especially and again, I'm speaking to people like us that have been many times, that kind of have our favorite haunts. You know, a lot of the first timers or the few timers don't necessarily, you know, seek out like a Maya Grill. You know, that's just like a place that I've grown to love because I've stayed at Coronado. I like that kind of food and I found it, but you don't, like, a first timer is not going to Walt Disney World to go to Maya Grill. I do. I'm just saying, like, I like it that much. But I mean, when you get, like, the Magic Kingdom needs every dining spot available. Like, they need Casey's back. They need House back. You know, it's the summer. We're going to see that happening. And I think it will happen sooner rather than later with the pace that things are going. I don't know, Pam, what do you think? Because to me, I think Ricky's on the right track. Disney dining plan, to me, because I get this a lot at the travel agency, they ask when, and that's, you know, it's all speculation, but I just say, we need the restaurants, A, to have higher capacity in the open restaurants.
Yes.
But B, we basically need 100% of the restaurants back open too, because people are going to have credits and they have to have places to use these entitlements to redeem their meals that they've prepaid. So what do you think, Pam? What's the tipping point for you?
So there's a couple things. And first of all, the thing I think that really is the thing that makes so many of these other things happen is when cast members don't have to wear a mask anymore. They can choose to do it. And at that point in time, there will be other things that really happen because of that. And that will also signify a point in time where maybe we don't have the social distancing rules at all when you're eating anymore. Maybe we don't have this. I think that those are things that are really going to align with that. Once you see that cast members will have the option to choose whether or not to wear a face covering, then I think that that's the start of things really getting back to normal. And then the other thing that I really want to see is, I think once we have all the moderates and all the value resorts open, then again, that's really going to signify, okay, we're back, like, you know, and that will get started. And I think there's a lot of reasons why that hasn't happened yet, but I think we're moving toward that direction.
I agree. And I mean, I think that's the resorts opening is a big one, because obviously, you know, we see this daily, you know, as far as working in the inventory of hotels for the remainder of 2021. It is getting really tight for some, you know, weekends, obviously around the 50th, to get anything other than a deluxe at this point, if you've kind of held off. Now we can find it. You got to be creative in trying to look at the dates, maybe change your check-in, check-out, stuff like that. But if we, and the thing is, I think, you know, say they open a Riverside here soon, what's going to happen is, or say they open the other All-Stars, you're going to have a shuffling of even existed guests that are already booked. There'll be a shuffling of the folks who maybe right now could only get Coronado for their preferred date of travel, but they're really kind of those folks that want to be in the theme parks the entire day. So they may go, you know, open up a Coronado room because they go over to sports, because that works out for them, because they're just like a shower and a bed and they're good to go, but they just want to be on site. You know, conversely, you may have people that are just diehard Riverside fans who are staying at Pop right now because that's what they could get, you know. So Pam, we see this a lot. I mean, I think that not only is it going to give more inventory for folks who are looking to stay value and moderate, but I think it'll shuffle things around to where if it's not available, some people may move out of that existing room to one of the available rooms, opening up, you know, closed off space right now in the ones that are open.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we absolutely will see a shuffling whenever a new resort opens. Whenever there's different availability, there's always someone waiting for that, right? And they're taking up an existing space. So I think we're going to see that. And I think it'll just be a good indicator of, like, here's where we're going to be. Let's not forget that before this all happened, it wasn't as if there was a ton of availability in the resorts. We were really seeing the resort availability sort of tighten up. And in fact, more people had to look into booking a Good Neighbor hotel, for instance, in the Walt Disney World area, or a Disney Springs hotel, because it just wasn't available at a Disney resort.
And that's why at that point, they were even those Disney Spring area hotels and stuff like that, they were actually offering perks that were traditionally only available for
extending them as almost like
exactly
on-site hotels. They were almost embracing them at that point. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
right. So. Yeah, so we'll see how that moves as we go forward. But yeah, lots of good things I think are coming. But some days it seems slow.
And, you know, I think in today's world, like, we're always kind of like, I think we're over optimistic, especially with Disney fans. Like, oh man, you know, you hear about something being announced, right, when it comes to a new attraction. Well, I mean, just like, for example, like Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, right? That thing that feels like it's been being built for 5 years. You know, Tron's taking forever. Ratatouille's apparently, you know, ready to rock, but it's going to be held back a little bit. But and I get it. I mean, I get it. It's a business, right? Do I want to ride it in July? Yeah, I want to ride it. I'm embarrassed. You know, it'd be sweet, but I understand. Like, I can't get everything I want. But here's the pace of these changes happening is way more aggressive than I thought Disney would be. Like, I'm so excited for that, because again, from my side of things, and I'm sure this is true of many of our guests, like, kind of the tipping point for a lot of folks going was the mask thing. Like, when I don't have to wear a mask, then I'll talk about going back. Because I mean, even Chapek said it, I think, at that one press conference 8 weeks ago, something like that. He's like, he even acknowledged the fact that, I mean, July in Florida with a mask is just challenging. It is. I mean, just the fact that I was super excited that I didn't have to wear one outside initially. I'm like, it's going to be great to be able to just walk around Epcot, have a Coke Zero, and be able to not have a mask on my face. But now, you know, to not have to worry about it, like when I go on Space Mountain or, you know, ride the TTA. And the thing is, you know, I was having this conversation over the weekend while we were down at Silver Dollar City. And the thing is, I think this past year has really taught us to appreciate things that we didn't appreciate prior to the pandemic. And I cannot tell you, and I know we have different opinions. And the good news is about the mask policy is that if you are still uncomfortable going unmasked and you're vaccinated, you can absolutely wear a mask. And the good news is in today's climate, I don't think anybody's going to judge you for that.
No.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't, because you see somebody in a mask, maybe they have a compromised immune system, or maybe they're just not comfortable yet. And the thing is, we're coming out of this and we're all shook up a little bit, right? We didn't see this coming. We've been changed over the past year. And so if you want to wear it and it makes you more comfortable, absolutely, and have fun with it. Now the good news is you don't have to just wear one like you're going in like Trapper John MD. It's old. You probably don't even know Ricky, that show.
Nope.
But you don't have to go in like you're some kind of surgeon. Like, you could go in with Mickey or Donald, or just don't wear the ones that look like the faces. Those freak me out. Like there's a goofy one Disney sells. Robert Perrin wears that one all the time. Like, it just those are weird. Like I don't know. Like, my brain can't process. Like, is he goofy? Is he Robert Perrin? Is he a goofy Robert Perrin? I don't know. But the thing is, I think we're, things are being aggressive. So it kind of gets to this point. Buffets. You mentioned Loma. You got your traditional buffets at Ohana. Right now they're family style. Mm-hmm. And I would have said 6 months ago, the buffet is never coming back. I would not be surprised, because COVID doesn't spread through food. It doesn't. I mean, you just really can't think about a buffet though, right? I mean, sticky hands, 4-year-olds. Oh, touch that wing. Oh, I don't want that wing. Put it back.
I mean, they skeeved me out before, but it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I would have said, COVID has killed the buffet. And that's what we heard, right? This time last year, like, there's never going to be a buffet in Vegas. I wouldn't be shocked if the buffets all return by the fall. I don't know, because I think they're big money makers.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I think there's a lot of wasteful food with a buffet.
But you're paying $65.
Well, this is true. You are paying a lot of money for buffet food, and you're not wrong.
You're wasting $17 worth of food. They're fine. Trust me.
But as someone who kind of sees it from the other side of things in the hotel industry, and from Brian, since he's in accounting, I know how expensive buffets really are, and how wasteful, the amount of food that gets cooked and then thrown out, or hopefully donated, but who knows? Maybe not the food that has been on your plate, but hopefully the food that's left over. God, don't put the food on my plate back. But I'm just saying, like, how many times have I been up at a buffet and like slopped down things and then tried it and was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to eat more of this, So
please do not go any further and say you put it back. I'm just saying, because it seems like you were heading in that direction.
No, I don't. I give it to Brian and I'm like, here, try this. I didn't like it, but you might. No, so I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of waste that happens because of buffets. So I can easily see where Disney and lots of other places just stop doing buffets, in general. So I don't know if they'll come back. It's kind of one of those things where I wouldn't be upset if a buffet didn't come back. I do like the 3-course meal option that Disney has been putting out. And I think that that's a really good choice for people. And the family style option as well. That's always been something that they've done. They did it at Liberty Tree Tavern. They've done it at Ohana before, with breakfast and stuff like that. So I think that I would rather do that anyway. Plus, with the buffets, you were always worried you were going to miss the characters, because most of the buffets were character meals. So, you're always worried of, oh, am I going to miss them? I don't want to get up now. So, now you don't even have to worry about it. You can just sit down, enjoy your meal. The characters come to you, and you're not going to miss anybody. So
says the girl who was engaged at Chef Mickey's.
I was engaged at Chef Mickey's. Correct. I was engaged at a buffet. Yes, I was.
At least it wasn't Duff's.
It was classy.
No, Golden Corral. That's just count your blessings.
No, it could have been. Thank goodness it wasn't.
I've never been to a Golden Corral, and I've always wanted to go to one.
So they closed. Brian loves them. I will not go. They closed the one by our house.
My wife won't go. That's exactly it. My wife won't go. I'm intrigued. I want to go to Golden Corral. Anyway, okay, back on topic. So, Pam, let me get you. So here, I'm going to ask you both this, but on the buffets, because I am a big buffet fan, dude. I like it because you don't have to wait. Like, you just grab your plate and you're eating within 30 seconds if you want to be. I like that. My soda's on my table. I get back, good to go. But I mean, the family style, I think, is the perfect compromise for Walt Disney World because you're going to get a wide variety of foods, and it's a lot easier if someone's bringing your food to you than you have to go work it out. And what's Walt Disney World? It's a family destination. It's way easier because I've seen those parents trying to manage like 2 or 3 kids, you know, and this kid doesn't like, oh, I don't want anything green. Don't put anything green on my plate. And you know, okay, scrape that over to little Billy's plate, you know, and like it can be a nightmare, I think, for parents, you know,
especially if they're single parents too.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So, Pam, I mean, because I think coming out of this, we're going to be changed in a way that we've improved. And I think maybe, I hate to say this, but is family style the improved buffet? Is it the buffet moving forward?
I think for at least an extended period of time, the options are really, according to the guidelines that we have out, that either people are going to be serving the food from a buffet to you. And we've all experienced that on Disney Cruise Line at Palo. And let me tell you, no one likes it.
It's super awkward.
It's beyond awkward. It just
I thought it was just because I'm not fancy, right? I mean, like this is way too fancy for me. I can get my own croissant.
Yes, exactly. Or my Hannah always says, I don't want someone judging me that I took 2 cinnamon rolls.
Totally.
They like put one on your plate and you're like, yeah, dude. Put another one on.
Can I have another one? Thank you.
Yep. You good? No.
Yes, I do want 35 shrimp. Thank you very much. So anyways, I think that's the thing, or that there will be family style. And I think the family style is just an easier thing to do. And as to what you were saying, Mike, I think it's easier for so many families to deal with the family style issue. It just really is. So I think that we'll see some of that, especially for a while. Look, when they can take something like Cape May and turn that into a family style thing, I think that they've really sort of embraced the family style. So.
And Matt's on our same wavelength. He says, no family style for Boma, please. I feel such shame having to ask for 47 zebra domes from the server.
I know you'd have to yeah, exactly. You'd have to keep going up. Maybe here, Matt, here's my suggestion. Bring like a jacket or something that you put on that makes it look like a completely different outfit and a hat and be like, well, I wonder what the zebra domes are. I'll take a couple of them and then go back and put the hat on and, do that. So
that's almost a full zebra at 47 domes. I'm just saying. Tanya says, let's see. Her plan, sorry, to see if she's going back and forth. She wants to be able to park hop at will, which I think that is another kind of tipping point for folks, right? Right now, we're glad to be able to park hop.
Yeah.
But just go will. Also, I know this is going to be I think it's going to be a long haul. I hope not. I hope I'll be surprised. Theme park reservations going away. I know Disney's in love with data, and this is the ultimate data, but counting my blessings, right? I mean, we've got, no masks if you're vaccinated. We're rolling. I'm not saying that we're not doing well. We're doing great right now, but I mean, I long for just that. But Scott brought up a good point because we're having this conversation tonight. You did make a theme park reservation with fast passes, basically, because you made 3 fast passes for a park.
100%. I don't know. For me, I don't really see, although I understand the difference, but people are like, well, you have to plan so much further in advance. Well, you do have to right now because the availability is really limited. But in the past, you made a theme park reservation. It was for the fast passes that you made. I don't have a problem with the theme park reservation. I understand, the availability is going to be the availability. It just is. So it's interesting, though. I think that is still interesting that it's something that makes people that upset.
Okay, you're right. I get that. That you pointed it out, and that makes sense. That I get. But as we talked about on a previous show, I wouldn't mind the reservation system if the ability to change your plans was a little bit easier. I felt like with FastPass Plus at the point, it was still easier to change a reservation because, you could still try to get fast passes. Now, you may not get the best fast pass in the world, but I still had fast passes available. So with the theme park reservation, though, once the parks are closed, I can't get into anything. So I wish once they open that up, I think it'll be fine. And then once they hopefully fix the issue that we were talking about before, where, you worry if you want to change your park and you have to cancel right now and then hope that the reservation is still available for the park you were hoping to get into. Once they allow you to kind of fix that and make your reservation that way, and like hold on to the one, but go, okay, I really want this one. This one's still available, and switch it at the same time. I think then it will be fine for me. That'll be fine.
So it's like on Twitter, right? Everybody wants an edit button on Twitter. That's like the big thing. And so give us a modify button in my Disney experience when it comes to your theme park reservation. A little modify so you're not all in and all out. When you're muting there, you're really scratching up the sound there, Ricky. Just saying. I know you're trying to scarf down dinner at the same time. But,
I am sorry.
We can hear it every time you mute.
And Pam and I are starving too. So here, be a team player. Just saying. We love you. We love you. And I would say that to anybody that I love. So just I'm starving too. And I don't have a Taco Bell yet. So just hang in there. We got 10 minutes to go. Okay. So let me ask you this though. So when we were talking about I'm just kidding you, Ricky. I know you're mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you. Sorry. I was hoping it wasn't scratching.
I'm just messing with you. Okay. So I'm just thinking of our listeners. They have sensitivity.
I know they do.
So, we have a lot of good stuff coming out of this. I mean, the pandemic was horrible, but of course it made us rethink how every procedure happened, how every policy is in place, how we get there, how we stay, how we, go through the Haunted Mansion. But Pam, everybody was talking this time last year, the best thing to come out of the pandemic for the parks is social distancing, right? Is that everybody's got a bubble? Well, that's gone. I mean, fill in all the available space, please. But is there something you think that's going to stick, that's going to be something we didn't have before this, that's going to improve our experience in the parks or at the resorts?
I am one who was someone who did not mind the bubble. It doesn't have to quite be like maybe 6 feet from here to there. Maybe it's 6 feet in diameter. Like there's a 6 feet the whole way around or what, you know what I mean? I don't know. I like when people are so close, it's a lot to take sometimes, right?
And when they step on you and you're like, why are you stepping on me? Yeah.
I know. And the other thing that I think we've seen a reduction on, I think, is people talking on the phone while they're interacting with like a server, a cashier or whatnot, because you all had masks on, right? So I think we actually saw a reduction in that because it's really hard to chat on the phone with the mask and talk to someone else. And if that was completely eliminated, I would be 100% fine with that. I always I don't know if that was like part of my upbringing or whatnot, but like you will not ever see me checking out somewhere with the phone to my head. It's just not going to happen because my mom would have been like, if that's rude, you don't do that. And I know there's different, like people are taught different things. And for some people that wouldn't be rude at all. And I totally get that. No judgment on my part, but I'm saying if I did it, I would feel like I was being rude. So if that doesn't ever change, that's it. But as far as the whole resort and theme park experience goes, I think that the thing that has come out of that has been a big thing that I'm grateful for is mobile ordering. The way that they ramped that up, we went from a trickle of
it was my little secret, man. It was my back door to get my food.
Everybody knows. But you can still do it. So we went from it trickling on to like you can do it at these 4 restaurants. And then it became like you can do it at like these 10 restaurants. And you were like, 10 restaurants now, and everyone would get excited about it and whatnot. But I love mobile ordering. The other thing I really appreciate about it is when you can check in for your table service online and the walk up. You can get in line in that waiting list, walk up line for table service restaurants too. I hope that that's all functionality that will continue to remain in the app. I think it's valuable to Disney. I think it's valuable to guests. And I hope that they're seeing an increase in revenue because of that one way or the other. So I hope that those things stay.
I agree.
Where do you fall on all this stuff? Like, what do you hope sticks?
Yeah, I agree with Pam. Now, I do think that mobile order will not be as, strict as it was, during all the COVID stuff. I think that they will eventually open up the the counter service restaurants to allow people to, place their order while they're in the restaurant. So Mike, your hack of using mobile order will probably come back. Now, more people will know about it at that point, but I don't think that, I still think that a majority of people will go into the restaurant.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't know though. I mean,
I don't either. I think
feel like I'm a millennial in that sense because I'm an old dude.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I mean, if I can order my food without having to talk to anybody,
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I would rather do it too. But I'm just saying,
people don't like. Yeah, I don't
there's
guess.
a lot of people who don't like the fact that they can't go and talk to somebody and place their order. So I think it's
That's a
gonna
win for me.
I do. I agree with you, and I think that mobile order will stay, and it will be a lot of restaurants. But I don't think the delay that we're experiencing is going right now, because for some restaurants you have to order at like a half an hour ahead of time or something like that,
or more.
So, or more.
That's a capacity thing, though,
It is.
and that's a worker thing.
That's
and
true.
That is all of that. I think that when we're at 100% capacity, you're going to see a difference there. You really, truly are. Yeah.
Cross fingers. Yeah. So I think that's a good thing, but I think that's going to morph. I think that Pam's right. The check-in for being able to do that on the My Disney experience for table service meals, that's a huge win. And the wait list is also a huge win. Now, again, it's not as there's not, because of the capacity issues, there's not as many restaurants that tend to have walk up wait availability, but it's still nice that you can now see that instead of having to go to the restaurant and go, do you have availability? Can I get seated? So that part's huge too. The thing that I hope sticks around is going to be the cavalcades.
You're a parade hater.
I am totally a parade hater. I only like parades when they happen during the parties. They are such a pain to me during the middle of the afternoon. I love the cavalcades so much. Love the cavalcades. I think they're fantastic. And they happen so much more often. I feel like you get a better shot at seeing, I don't have to sit there and wait for the 3:00 parade. I can enjoy my little mini parade when I'm walking into the park, or, when I'm walking through Liberty Square and, hey, here's a surprise parade. Yay. So I love that aspect of I just get these little surprises. So I am a huge fan of the cavalcades. Keep them. They're fantastic. Do away with the all day, 3:00 parade, and just keep the cavalcades. So.
I think those are going to stick. I mean, I think that, Disney has had to have heard that those were a win. And, it's kind of like, remember when, I don't know, it was like 5 years ago, they had that year where they brought back characters that nobody had, they just found the suit somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah. Limited time magic.
Limited time magic. That was it, right? The limited time magic cupcakes and the characters. And
yes, that was it. Pretty much cupcakes and characters.
It was, and I think that got a lot of great feedback. And the thing is, I think for the character cavalcades, you take existing stuff, right? You have floats. You have, I think it's what they're going to do for the Boo Bash, right? They can't do the Boo to You parade, wink, wink. But they can do the Boo to You parade in little small sections.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's not going to be because the Boo to You parade is why you go to Mickey's Not So Scary. That and Hallowishes or whatever.
Absolutely.
That's why you go. You got to see the gravediggers dragging the shovels, right? And it's awesome and all that stuff, and the band and all that stuff. But the thing is, they can wing out a couple floats here and there and put them in a different part. And if they're there, they're gone. And it's they've learned, I think. And you know what? I mean, here, you really want to dig deep on this. And I know I got a couple minutes left. It's kind of a fun show, even though we didn't have a real topic. But the thing is, maybe we got to learn from this. Are character cavalcades perfect for 2021? They're trying to make baseball games shorter, right? A doubleheader can't play 18 innings. You only got to do 7-inning games. Americans can't watch that. Their attention spans, right? Is the cavalcade the parade for the for the attention span of 2021? Is it? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. The other bonus about it is too that if you're someone who doesn't mind sitting a while and just sort of enjoying time walk by, eventually they all go past where you are, right? So if it's really important for you to see them all, you can just hang out there. Like the Rivers of Light area, you can sit there and watch every one of those boats go by, and it's fun.
Again, something that they didn't use, the Rivers of America, that Rivers of Light area, or actually the whole water canal at Disney's Animal Kingdom, they didn't use it for years, and now we have a purpose for it. They built it for a reason. There was supposed to be an attraction on it, actually, and then that went away, and now they have a piece of it. Exactly. So now they have a purpose for having all that waterway, and it's a really cool thing to be able to do, is get to see the flotillas, as they're called. So
It is. I mean, the thing is, I mean, we're gonna have things that are gonna carry on for years and years and years that started in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Got things going. They had to reimagine things, and I think that, I mean, okay, let's really get philosophical here. I think that almost every business and every person, just as a person, like think of yourself as like a brand, right? And I know we're not all trying to do that kind of thing, but we are, right? I mean, you're all trying to. I think every person out there, and I mean, we have very optimistic, driven listeners. I know. I talk to a lot of them. And the thing is, we're always trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. You know, if you're a business, you're trying to be the best business you can be. If you're a parent, you're trying to be the best parent you can be. If you're a kid, you're trying to be the best son, daughter, whatever. The thing is, we don't get this. And I mean, life was a continuum. And this is one of the reasons I became a teacher. And I'm not kidding about this. When you're a teacher, you have a beginning and you have an end to every school year. So in September, you reinvent yourself. You try to become better than you were the previous year. But then you have an ending point in May or June. It's over. You get to kind of have a reset, and then you get to come back in and try new things in September. You know, Disney had this opportunity, and I think they're kind of seizing it. But I mean, I think, philosophically, we can all do this with ourselves and try to take this time to think about what we do and maybe become a better person, a better employee, a better boss, a better parent. I don't know, Pam, I'm getting way off topic here, but I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, maybe this was an opportunity to make something better.
A reset is always a good thing in my book. As you get older, I think you sort of embrace the need to continue to change, or you get sort of stagnant, and it's not a good thing. And sometimes change is really challenging to make yourself do, right? It just really is. Sometimes it takes something big to help you facilitate that change in your life. So I think that so many of us have sort of looked, and maybe we sort of evaluated what was really important to us. And, were there ways to get to that? I'm sure that Disney has looked at it, a little bit of period of time where you're, basically bleeding money like they were, and continue to do in so many ways, really makes them examine things like what's really important to the guest, what's really important to the company, how can we give the guests more of that, how can we get more of this for the company. I think those are definitely things they have to be looking at. And even as a travel agency, I think that we've in some ways sort of adapted in different ways and looked at the way that we're doing things differently as well, and making sure we're really, making guests aware of these different things that will really impact their trip. I mean, our job is to help you out, whether this is your first trip or your 101st trip. We want to find a way to build a connection with you and add value to your trip in some way. And for each guest, that's different. Is it your first time and you're nervous about everything under the sun? Right. We got you there. Is it your 50th time and you just need someone to bounce ideas off? We're there for that too. I mean, it's just a different way of doing things. And I hope that everyone continues to look at this as, what can I take from this as a positive? Because if all you're going to carry with you as you move forward are the things that you hated and the negative things, then there's no point. You're missing the point. You're missing an opportunity to remember what's good and forget the stuff that was bad. So,
I mean, Ricky, close it out because we're out of time here. But I mean, the reset, and that's, I mean, we all had to have, I mean, we were locked down and we had to reset just even how we ate dinner, like we went out to eat it. Last year we couldn't even go to any, Mexican restaurant or anything. I mean, simple things like that. I'm so appreciative right now in June of 2021. I mean, like Mallory and I were literally dancing at Silver Dollar City when we found out we do not have to wear a mask at Walt Disney World this summer, because we were there last August in masks, and we were grateful for that because that was required. We were there. I was there in December. I was there in May, and we did it because that's what you do. You're a team player. You play by the rules. If you go to somebody's house, you play by their rules. That's how it is. But we're appreciative now, and I'm appreciative for Maya Grill. Thank you. I mean, I doubt God's answering those kind of prayers, but hey, you never know. Maybe he threw in a bonus, Who knows?
Like,
Richie, what do you
Mike's
think?
going down. I'm going to reopen Maya Grill. That's exactly what, everybody was saying. Yeah.
I doubt Maya Grill was high on his list of things to get done in 2021, but
sure
he might have been like, hey, let's just throw him a bone.
Let's just go with that. Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. The reset is so huge for everybody. I've definitely changed the way I've taken in weird ways, I've taken steps forward toward the Disney community, and in weird ways I've taken steps back. I've just readjusted things that I realized, weren't working, or were working, and reworking all of that has definitely helped. So yes, I've even done it in, my personal, Disney life of things. So of course I've done it in my, touring the park version of my Disney life for things. I've absolutely readjusted and I will miss the social distancing. I very much appreciated the fact that people were not stepping on me.
Here's the thing, though.
But
I think that as people, we've all kind of become, and I don't know how long this will last, but I think we're all, even without distancing markers,
unfortunately,
we're all a lot more aware.
You are incorrect. You're because I actually experienced it at Universal, which I know is different, but
well, that's Universal.
I know you were going to say that. Yeah. But when I was there, they definitely were not really practicing like keeping space between people. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and there were markers on the ground. So, I definitely got stepped on by a little girl, and nobody did apologize to me for, her basically running into me. But that was another story.
On behalf of the little girl, I'm sorry. She stepped
yes, exactly. On behalf of the little girl. Sorry. But I will miss that aspect for sure. But there are definitely things that I will take with me from all this that I have learned from, that will make me a better person and a better person in the Disney community. And I think that will be for all of us as well, whether it's, online or in the parks. I think that there is a huge new appreciation for everything.
That's it. And so, not really a big topic today, but just a discussion. Hope you enjoyed it. And, the bottom line is, if you're frustrated with something at Walt Disney World right now, check the calendar for this time last year. And
yeah, there's big changes.
Count your blessings in your life and, and everything else. So we're very, very lucky. All right. So let's get out of here and hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Check them out over at themagicforless.com. They will make your next trip better. I promise you. And the price is right, as Bob Barker used to say. It's free, nothing extra, and you get great service for that trip. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, Prime Day coming up very, very soon. I think it's 2 days, the 21st and the 22nd. You can use our Amazon affiliate link when you go buy all the goodies on Prime, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. We appreciate you so very much. Thank you for supporting the show in a very tangible way. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow Pam on the social media at TMFLTPam. You can follow her at the Magic for Less Travel on Instagram. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, and of course, Be Our Guest Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Facebook and YouTube, you can subscribe and join us on the live shows. We have a good time. Our great conversations going on here. You get to see it up on the screen. All of our great listeners giving their feedback as well. And of course, Sunday night, you, me, and Scotty G, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, right here on YouTube and Facebook. So wherever you like to join us and give us a call. We're going to be talking Disney. All right, time to get out of here and let you get on with your weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us over the last 40 minutes. Didn't mean to get philosophical. Sorry, man. If you're like, Mike went off the deep end, I kind of did. I'm sorry. We'll get back to the real stuff. Maybe not so real next week, but we'll, I'm in the mood. All right. So for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Whatever you do, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Whew.
Too funny.
What was that?
Anyway. Yeah, real deep. Yeah.
We went in deep.
We did.
Just jumping deep in there. I don't know
it's all good.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for good shows, ladies. Good
yeah, right. We did a thing. We did a thing.
We did
nothing.
We did the thing we're good for.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We try.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, hey, guys.
It's a show, right, Pam?
It's a show.
It's a show. Yes.
It was. And everybody in the chat, we always appreciate you guys being here. We don't say it enough.
Because
you guys give us something to talk about and really help bail us out when we don't have a topic. So that's just so much.
Sure.
All right.
Came from Mike's brain space.
Yes, exactly.
We'll make it up as we go. That's pretty much
our show in a nutshell. We make it up as we go along.
Look, that'd be my autobiography. Let's make it up as we go, especially my teaching career.
Yeah.
Where's your plan book? That's what I used to tell my principal right here in my brain.
Yeah.
I know. I think the title of my autobiography is going to be "That's a Show."
That's a show.
Yeah, mine.
That was it.
Made it up as he went. There we go.